All right, so here is the Toyota 3VZE. This is out of the 1994 Toyota 4Runner. It's the 3-liter, you know, known for the blown head gaskets, whole 9 yards. I'm posting this video up on the forum just so I can show this process real quick and explain what I did, because, you know, doing this kind of work is really hard, especially if you've never done it before, and trying to figure out and piece together how to do it through, you know, 100 different people, trying to explain different strategies and different tools that you might need and this and that and the other thing. All I needed was 2 C-clamps. You know, I needed the wrench that fits the crank right here. That's basically it. So what I did, if you look right here, this is the pulley on the passenger side of the engine that doesn't want to sit top dead center by itself. So this will have tension on it. You'll notice if you try to tighten this bolt that's holding this cam pulley on, it'll skip past top dead center, with this white line lines up. It'll skip past it on the driver's side. The driver's side, it clicks into place top dead center. So what you want to do is set this one top dead center, it'll stay there. You want to then clamp the pulley. Pause. How's it going? It's me, Editing Gary. It's been a while. How's it going? Anyways, as I'm editing this video here on my computer, I'm noticing I completely left out a huge piece of the puzzle about how I was able to figure out how to get this done without any of the extra tools or specialty tools or anything like that. And basically what I did, I'll try to explain it, maybe I'll throw up a picture, I'm not really sure. But what I did was when I put that first, when I was trying to get that first passenger side cam sprocket top dead center, I had to loop the belt tight around the passenger side and then underneath the cam sprocket, underneath the crank sprocket. And then I was able to turn the cam very slowly until I got it to the point where it was top dead center, and the pressure from the crank pulley and the crank sprocket kept it from clicking forward past it. If you're doing this project yourself, before you try this, I implore you to experiment twisting and turning all sprockets. Obviously use the bolts. You don't want to just be grabbing them with pliers or anything like that. But experiment so you can see what I'm talking about. The passenger side sprocket wants to click past top dead center, whereas the driver's side sprocket clicks and kind of stays top dead center. And obviously the crankshaft sprocket, you can turn the whole crank and kind of just turn it continuously, and it doesn't stay or lock in any one particular spot. And it's okay doing all of this because on this particular 3-liter engine, at least from what I've heard and what I've witnessed myself taking the whole thing apart, is that the valves don't stick out far enough for you to worry about impacting them with the pistons. So trial that out, loop it underneath the crank pulley, over that passenger side cam, and then that's how you can initially get it. In the video I said, oh, once you get it top dead center, clamp it. That's how you're going to get it top dead center, is using the crank sprocket to hold pressure so that it doesn't click past it. Then once you're there and all the pressure is being held on that passenger side, then you can use the clamp it there, and the rest I went over in the video. But I don't know how I left that out. That's crazy. But anyways, hope you enjoy the video going forward, and I'll see you next time. Right around like this. Some pulleys have marks on them. It doesn't matter if it has marks or not. It'll tell you where to put it, but it doesn't matter because the pulley's the same length either way. Once that's clamped, you're gonna pull tension tight underneath this idler pulley. Pull it tight, wrap it up tight around your driver's side pulley. And then once you have it tight around your driver's side pulley, you want this nice and tight, clamp this one as well. Then you can release tension on this, and because they're tied together, they won't rotate, unless you give it some force. So you can kind of let go of that. Then what I did is I pulled tight underneath around this. You're gonna need to have your crank bolt off to get it around your crank sprocket. Once it's around the crank sprocket, as long as this side is loose and this side's tight, that's all that matters. Tight, loose, because you have your tension that's gonna come right here. That's what I'm about to do. So this is the step where I'm at. Tight, all the way around the sprocket on the crank. The crank, before you do this, before you slip it on the crank, you need to make sure your crank's top dead center. To do that, you're gonna wanna put the crank bolt on. Rotate clockwise. If you look down your cylinder 1 spark plug, you'll be able to see that the piston's right there. You can't see it in the video, but you can see the piston's right there. That's how you know top dead center. And then you're gonna put on this piece. So this is gonna go, and here's your tensioner. So this is you're gonna pull this pin. It's gonna shoot out this little firing pin kinda. It's gonna press up against this, pull that tight. That's all I'm gonna. Where's the? There it is. These don't need to be put on tight right this second. Just want to hold it in place. So now if you watch right here, this should get tight. Is it in focus? Can you?
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Oh yeah, it did. It got tight. There you go. Pull the pin out. There you go. Should be all set. You can rotate your crank pulley twice to double check that these come back lined up here. If they don't come back lined up, that means something's wrong. But if you follow what I just said, it should work for you. And yeah, best of luck. Peace.